wonder if there's a way to set it up so that when I hit the start stream button, it immediately switches over to the loading screen. Note to self, look into that. All right, let's get started. Welcome to Roll for Question. This is a moment where a veteran dungeon master answers your questions if you have any. And in the meantime, what I'm going to be doing now is making some homebrew spells. Now, in general, if you're a new person to Dungeons & Dragons and homebrewing, I would recommend starting with homebrewing magic items first to dip your toes into it. It's a bit safer. It's a bit easier to control, and there is an escape valve for you. You can always take the magic item back if you really mess up and it really starts ruining your game. But that said, I feel like making homebrew spells is a better teacher of how to be a good designer and how to be a good homebrewer. Spells are something that you and your players both get to enjoy. You give out a magic item, the players get the magic item. You give out a spell, you can use that spell too. Homebrewing spells is also something that I do recommend that players dip their toes into. You know, Dungeons and Dragons in general has supported the idea of what's called spell research, where players make their own spells. And you know, some of the spells that you are in the player's handbook were once player spells made by players. That's a good lineage. I feel like also when you homebrew a magic item, there's this whole question of who made it that kind of gets dropped on the floor and no one cares. With spells, you have more of an opportunity to express who made this spell and why. Is more of a narrative opportunity. That's my piece. Anyway, gonna be cooking up some spells. And as always, when homebrewing, I recommend coming up with a palette. Coming up with a list of what's just top of mind, what inspires you, put some stuff down, and if you ever need inspiration, just come back to this. I need to set this to normal text. Maybe I shouldn't have made this normal text. Make this heading 4. What's inspiring me? Bread. I like bread. Bread is good. I'm gonna say volcanoes. And what do I feel like? alchemy. I'm gonna say alchemy. And I'm also gonna say that's my palette for this event. And then I'm going to come up with a theme. And this one I already have in mind. Plan this out. So I want to create a... Oh, am I blocking? Let me just move over a little. Actually, I don't need to move. I can do this. Aha. I have been thinking about creating a setting that is based in a world that is 50% volcano. It is very volcanically active. That is a huge part of society coping with, and that is what I'd like to express in the spells today. So I'm going to say a volcanic world. Spells from a volcanic world. And I've also put all of the classes here just to let me remember those because I have a hard time remembering. I'm going to try and make one spell for each class at least. And then there's also Eldritch Knight and Arcane Trickster. Those are also things. So, Fighter and Rogue. Just in case. So, we've got this theme. We've got our palette. Let's get started. What I need is... I'm going to first pick a class. I'm going to start with Artificer because it's there. And so I have an idea, but I need to first think about Artificer spells they tend to be more practical, less fancy. So I've been thinking about making another spell akin to Absorb Elements, because I like the idea of absorb elements but for your allies. And I think an Artificer that could work. Make them, you put a device somewhere. You plant a device. Let me just start here. Plant a device. Oh wow, I did not. Plant a device in the ground that shields your allies from, let's say, fire, because this is a volcanic world. Fire. Whenever an ally within 60 feet of you would take fire damage, your device takes that damage instead. Cool. So this makes you and the party immune to fire damage. That's pretty powerful. So we got to put a limit on that. Let me just real quick. Artificer. This is probably Abjuration. I'm gonna say it's range 30 feet. Duration. Concentration up to 1 minute. Let's say instead of a device, let's say like a rod. Like you plant a rod in the ground. Conjure. No, plant was probably better. You plant a rod into the ground that shields your allies from fire. What this needs is a limit. Okay, so this can only let's say this can only absorb a certain amount of fire damage. After what if it could absorb any amount of fire damage, but then at the start of your turn, if it absorbed too much, it expired. At the start of your turn, if the rod has absorbed at least, let's say, 25 fire damage, the spell ends. Cool. 25 doesn't sound like a lot. Maybe it isn't. What level spell would this be? So, For that, I feel like what can we reference that does healing? So aid gives out 15 hit points for level 2. This gives out 25, but they're more specialized hit points, and they only last a minute. So maybe we can get away with saying this is level 2. Oh, we have to name this Fire Rod. I'm good at naming things. Fire Absorbing Rod, level 2 Abjuration spell, Artificer. Casting time 1 action, 30 feet. Components VS. We can add a material component. An iron rod. At least 3 feet in length. Plant a rod in the ground that shields your allies from fire. That wards your allies. Your rod absorbs that damage. At the start of your turn, if the rod has absorbed at least 25 fire damage since the spell was cast, the spell ends. Cool. Do we want to upcast this? Increase the amount of fire damage the rod can absorb by 5 for each spell slot above 2. Cool. So we have this rod as an artificer that we can plant in the ground, and it protects us from fire damage. It protects us from basically all the fire damage, but after it absorbs 25, it's done. This upcast seems kind of worthless. Maybe I should just get rid of it. Just get rid of it. That's pointless. How about that? That looks like an item. Or that's not an item. That looks like a spell. Fire Absorbing Rod. Can we name that better? Thermal Conduit. If it's a conduit, that means the rod gets... Okay. Let me think about this. So, this looks nuts. We can fix it. We can fix it. So generally, abjuration spells take your reaction to work. Like, I don't think absorb elements is in the free rules, but shield is an example. Takes your reaction. Counterspell is an example. Easy fix. Let's just make this take your reaction to trigger. You can use your reaction to make the rod absorb the damage instead. Cool. So, it's not as good, for sure. Like, it won't stop a red dragon's fire breath from roasting the party, but you know, if one person is fighting a fire elemental, this will really help them out. And I don't know, I think that's cool. I think that's kind of balanced. But you know, Comic Suarez, thank you for the follow, appreciate it. But the thing is, just looking at a spell, you get a vibe whether something's balanced or not, but the real test will be actually trying it out, actually play testing it. So can't say for sure if that's balanced. It looks okay. It looks good enough to try. Or because, you know, with it written like this, it would make more sense if it gave fire resistance. No, this is more fun. I'm gonna stick with this. This might be too much. This might need to be Whenever an ally takes damage, you can give them fire resistance as a reaction. Like, and then we just get rid of this. That might be a better spell. But I'm just going to leave this like this. Just because I can. So I'm going to move on. We got the Bard. What is a spell that a Bard might play if they are from a volcanic world? I don't want all of these to be Abjuration. It would be nice to have something that... See, Bards are known for productions, they're known for illusions, they're known for enchantments. They're not known for anything. They're not known like dunking someone on into lava. No. What's my palette? I got bread here, and I got alchemy. Alchemy could be Bardy. No, that's more artificer. Bread. What could a bard do with a bread spell? A spell that sandwiches That's a toughie. Bread, it doesn't have to be literal bread. It can be the idea of putting up something between two of something. Oh, geez. Okay. Don't blank for too long. I'm just going to combine all of these. So we've got a spell that creates two it creates two splotches of terrain that are like volcanoes, and they spew chemicals. That's not very Bard. Okay. Hey, I know. Let's just look at some Bard spells. Bane. Okay. Bard's got curses and enchantments as well. A curse might be... It might be in the realm of Bardy. Okay, I'm in the A's. Divination as well. Detect volcano. Detect bread. Detect food. Detect food. That could be a thing. Detect food. Oh, shoot. That's my template. I should not. Let me just put that on another page real quick. Okay. Detect food. Well, that's a divination spell if I've ever heard one. Bard. This is probably not going to be limited to Bard. Doesn't make a lot of sense. I mean, it'd be cleric and druid spell as well, but I'm starting it as a Bard spell. Range. I think the range is self on detect spells. Let's just do a quick check. Detect magic. Yeah, it's self. Duration, concentration, up to 10 minutes. I believe that is the... Yeah, all the detect spells are 10 minutes. Oh no, detect thoughts is 1 minute. That's fine. That's fine, it can be an exception. Okay. We just look at the text here for a second. We just absorb it into our brain because, hey, we're going to be writing a detect spell. Nope, come on. For the duration, you sense the presence of food within a mile. I mean, this sucks. This sucks too. I don't want to say you detect food within 30 feet. So I'm going to say a mile. Oh, that's a locate spell. You know what? That's a different spell. Locate creature, locate object. Yeah. Sorry, we're not detecting food. We're locating food. Locate spells have a duration of... This one's 10 minutes, this one's an hour. Describe or name... food. That is familiar to you. Okay, I'm just gonna... 1,000 feet, that sucks, but that's okay. Alright. You sense the direction to that food if it is within 1,000 feet of you. This doesn't really apply. I don't think you would want to locate a specific food. Let's change this to 1 mile. Alright, this is a level 1 spell if I ever saw one. We're not making this higher level. Do we need anything else? Ah, it's blocked by lead. This spell can't locate any food that is blocked by any amount of lead. Is that what it actually... Any thickness of lead. If blocks a direct path between you and it. Cool. That's not a good spell. I don't feel good about that. Food. Okay. But it's a spell. Bard deserves better. How is this volcanic themed? It isn't. I just don't have inspiration right now. Cleric. This is absolutely the kind of class that would summon a volcano or summon a smoke cloud. Cloud of ash. Choking ash. That's more of a wizard thing. Darkening the sky with ash. Darken the sky. Cleric. Range, I'm gonna say it's how does control weather? How's that do? Control weather is... Nope, there it is. It's a self spell. It has a casting time. And the duration is not going to be instantaneous. It's going to be concentration up to 1 hour. You conjure forth a mass of ash and smoke that clouds out the sky. For the duration of the spell, Creatures within terrain within 5 miles of you is dark. The sun does not illuminate terrain within 5. That provides only dim light within a radius of 5 miles from you. Additionally, creatures can't see further than 60 feet. Feet. Okay. And let's say creatures have disadvantage on Constitution saving throws. Then that radius can't see and have disadvantage. From the poor air. Okay. Now this feels like evocation. Is control weather evocation? It's transmutation. That makes sense. But we're not transmuting. We're conjuring. This is conjuration. I think evocation actually makes more sense. But let's say evocation. Evocation. And this is going to be some high level stuff. This is at least 6th level. It's the minimum of 6th level. Could be 7th. Control weather is 8th. I think 7th could be fine. It might be an 8th based on control weather is an 8th level spell. This might need to be an 8th level spell. 5 miles is a big radius. Guaranteed disadvantage on Constitution saving throws is big. I don't think the dim light is that valuable or useful. Any creature that has dark vision doesn't care at all. Blocking line of sight past 60 feet. That's kind of big. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That seems like a spell druids could also have, but I'm not gonna do that right now. Okay. Let's do a druid spell. This one should be easy. You got bread. Conjure bread. Like that's totally like that's already create food and water. I don't want to make another one of those. Druids have almost the same themes as clerics, but they're allowed to be nature-y. This is already a nature-y spell. But, I mean, yeah. What is something that a druid could do? They could, could be something related to fire. Druids do have fire in their domain. Well, what if they had a spell that set someone on fire, but then it healed them? kind of like a fire shield, but then it becomes a healing spell. So fire shield, you cast it on someone, I think. Not a self-only spell, you cast it on someone. Oh, it is a self-only spell. Just kidding. This palette is not helping me. But we can do something with alchemy. Maybe if they take fire damage, choose a target. If they take fire damage, then something good happens. That's kind of a parallel to this one here. Choose a target. If they take fire damage, you can use your reaction to give them resistance to the damage and heal them. No, that doesn't work. What if you buffed them in some way? Okay, I got it. Fiery regrowth. No. Fiery. Regrowth. Druid. Casting time, 1 action, sure. God, I don't like this being split. Let's move it down here. Okay. This is a druid spell. This is transmutation? Is plant growth transmutation? If plant growth is transmutation, this is transmutation. It is. This is transmutation. All right. 1 action, let's say 30 feet. Duration, concentration up to 10 minutes. Nope. You mark a creature within range with the essence of nature. Nature. I don't know. Just some words there. Mark a willing creature. Mark an ally. Willing creature. When that creature takes fire damage, you can use your reaction to give them temporary hit points equal to the amount of damage they took. Additionally, what's another thing? They could take an action. They could take an action immediately. No, that's silly. So they take fire damage and then you reverse it and then, well, advantage on their next D20 test. They gain advantage on their next D20 test. Cool. Mark a willing creature with the spirit of regrowth. Ashen. I could grab a thesaurus and I could spend a lot of time picking the right words for this, but let's just say that this is fine. You mark a willing creature within range with a Spirit of Ashen Regrowth. When that creature takes fire damage, you can use your reaction to give them temporary hit points equal to the amount of fire damage they took. Is that the language? Let me just check. Is it False Life? False Life is a spell that gives temporary hit points. There it is. You gain temporary hit points. Equal to the amount of fire damage they took. Okay. Isn't there like a power word fortify? That might not be in the basic rules. Yeah, it's not. Okay, that's fine. Let's stick with that wording. What level is this spell? So this makes you resilient to fire damage, but I think it's actually better than this spell. But this protects the party. This protects one person. I don't know. Maybe 2. Level 2 spell. That's kind of gross. I'm not happy with this. Not happy with that. They can't all be winners. I like this spell better. This spell, this feels like a druid spell, at least. This feels like an artificer spell. Maybe clerics and wizards can have it too. Anyway, paladin. What is a paladin about? Paladins have smites. A smite might be good. Alchemy smite. Bread smite. Paladins also have a lot of the same mojo that clerics have. Not the big stuff, but the smaller stuff. So, command. That's a paladin spell. Holy Aura. That's not a paladin spell. That's too big. Heal is too big. But Healing Word, also too big. Cure Wounds, though. Cure Wounds is a paladin spell, yeah. Easy cop-out, Volcanic Smite. Volcanic Smite. It's a paladin spell. Paladin spells, I believe, are all bonus actions. Let me just double check that. Let me check. Is Banishing Smite here? Are any smites here? Divine Smite. It is a bonus action. Oh, here's the actual wording. Let's just go ahead and grab that. Cool. Let's not do that. One bonus action which you take immediately after hitting a target with a melee weapon or an unarmed strike. Cool. Range self, component V. Sure. That makes sense. The smites, you're probably going to be using a sword and a shield, so you don't have hands to do a somatic component. The target takes an additional let's say XD8 fire damage. The reason I say that is because damage for spells is actually kind of mathematically, there's a formula for it. You can find that formula in Dungeon Master's Guide. That formula is not something that the the developers adhered to when they created their own spells and published them. So like Fireball does more damage than the spell damage table in the Dungeon Master's Guide says. It just does. It just does. So you can cheat. Cheating is okay. Like this is supposed to do 7d6 damage, not 8d6. But depending on the level we pick, it's going to determine how much damage this does. So let's just think about what are the existing smites. We got Divine Smite here. It just does 2d8 damage. Then it does bonus damage if the target is a fiend or undead. Sure. There's Banishing Smite. It's not here though. There's Branding Smite. Also not here. Blinding Smite. Also not here. Wrathful Smite. Cool. Why did that happen? Also not here. Okay, so none of the smites are... So I only have Divine Smite. That's fine. So there's a chance that I make a smite and it sucks because there's a better smite. But what do I think of when I think of hitting someone with a volcano? So that's a lot of damage, first of all. So maybe 68 is the right number. And then we'll just say this is a 5th level spell. And I think that's not correct. Let me see. How much damage do 5th level spells supposed to do? There's Cone of Cold. Cone of Cold is a 5th level. It does 8d8. So this can do 8d8. Oh, but this is an action, and that's about, okay, 78. Let's say 78. I'm pretty sure Wrathful Smite... I want to go get my book. I want to get up and go get my book, but... I'm pretty sure Wrathful Smite is only like 5d6. It's something stupid. This could also be a case where Cone of Cold is actually doing more damage than it's supposed to be doing. I don't know. Let's just go with 78. Takes an additional 78 damage. What else does Divine Smite say? From the attack. What else? There needs to be a rider. Additionally, the attack spreads lava all over the square the creature is in. A creature that ends its turn on the lava for the next minute. A creature that spends its turn on the lava takes 78 fire damage. Cool. So we hit something and then we force it to move. That damage is probably too high, but I mean, okay, so if we go, so a 5th level Divine Smite does 68 damage. So this is right. This is actually right. This is the, oh no, wait, I wrote 78, 68. There we go. Okay, so this is right. This is Divine Smite, but it does fire damage and it has a different rider. Sure. I think all the smites are evocation. Yep. Cool. We don't want upcasting. Upcasting is, I mean, paladins don't get 6th level spells, and I don't want bards upcasting this. So, yeah, we're good. Let's go to Ranger next. And before I do this, I'm going to pause for a second. I'll be right back. And I'm back. Okay, so we've got the Ranger. Ranger definitely could use some bread. Definitely could use some bread. Rangers are kind of druid coded. They don't get access to anything big. They get access to naturey stuff. Locate food is a ranger spell. That is a ranger spell. They don't really get access to curses, but they do get access to I want to say traps. They do get trap. They are the most spell trap class. If I had to think of a trap here would be good, but how would we conjure volcano? That's not rangery. Maybe it is. Maybe we can talk ourselves into it being a rangery spell. No, I can't. I can't. I cannot. Let me just look at spike growth. Is spike growth not in here? Oh, there it is. Is spider climb a ranger spell? Nope. Spike growth. Make it just a bunch of difficult terrain. Can we do that with something maybe we can. Maybe we can. What if we did something like the mini version of this? That's just fog cloud. No. I think rangers also get smites. Some smites? Maybe they don't. Maybe I hallucinated that. They obviously don't get divine smite, but there's entangling smite? Ensnaring strike. That's what I'm thinking of. They get strikes. Okay, I don't think volcano is gonna do it. So let's look at alchemy. So if we had the alchemy equivalent of ensnaring strike, that would lend itself to acid. That's more of an artificer thing. What if we had the alchemy equivalent of, where is it? Spike growth. That's more of an entangle thing, but entangle is a ranger spell, so I could do that. What's an entangle plus? What would like third level entangle be for a ranger? Like caustic vines? Like adhesive vines with adhesive? No. Vines with sap. That could work actually. Yeah. Sapping vine. I'm just gonna write sapping vine. That's not a good name, but I'm gonna write it. Ranger. And this is probably going to be 3, and I'm pretty sure this is a conjuration spell, because we're going to be conjuring, we're conjuring vines. Love referring to existing spells. Make sure things are on brand. And what's the range? It's 60, right? That's 90, okay. We'll stay with 60 here, because I'm lazy. And this concentration 10 minutes. Up to 10 minutes. You choose a point on the ground within range. A vines burst forth within a 20-foot out. From the point you chose to a 20-foot radius. That can't be the wording. What's the wording on entangle? Grasping plants sprout from the ground in a 20-foot square within range. I mean, that just seems easier to do. What's the wording on fireball? Fireball is a 20-foot radius. That's a classic 20-foot radius. A point you choose within range and then blossoms into a fury explosion. Each creature within a 20-foot sphere. Out to a 20-foot radius. That's fine. You choose a point on the ground within range. Vines burst out from that point. And vines burst out to a 20-foot radius from that point. Creatures within the radius Hi. Hello. How's it going? Creatures within on the radius must make a dexterity saving throw or be restrained. What are you up to? I am making some spells. I am making a ranger spell right now. Hold on, let's see. What is okay, entangle. Entangle is a strength saving throw. We can must be restrained by the vines. Additionally, the creature is covered in sap. Which reduces their speed by 10 feet. Creatures covered in sap, which reduces their speed by 10 feet. Okay. Cool, we just made Entangle, but it's really expensive. These are spells for a new D&D campaign? Yeah. Yes. These plants turn the ground. Oh, get out of here. These plants, these vines turn the ground into difficult terrain. They disappear when the spell ends. Okay, this is just Entangle, but it's not third level. So how do we make this third level? So one way we can do that is we can increase the radius. The dexterity saving throw instead of a strength one, but I think that's a downside, not an upside. Strength is a better saving throw. Oh, this now includes a thing about making a strength check. Well, let's just not have that. Okay. If they succeed, so if they for the duration of the spell. Covered in sticky sap. Okay, so instead of their speed being reduced, because they're going to be restrained for this entire spell. Creature is still is covered. Oop. Reducing their speed by 10 feet for the duration of the spell. That doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound right. This doesn't sound good. It needs something. It needs to cleave away from Entangle. This is just bigger Entangle. Is not restrained, but is covered in sap, slowing their speed by 10 feet for the duration of the spell. Okay. Each creature in the area when you cast the spell. Okay. Okay. No, this isn't good. This is not good. This is just better Entangle. I've said that already. It needs to. It can't hold people forever. Are you taking advice from viewers? Sure. Do you have any advice? It can't hold people forever. That's silly. Let me look at web. Oh man, these are big spells. Okay. "40-foot radius is too big. Let's keep it down to 20 foot. That's probably. This is a square. Maybe if we switch it to square. No, that. Vine enter the ground, they disappear when the spell ends. Creatures within the radius must make a dexterity saving throw or be restrained by the vines for the duration of the spell. Is web a strength? Okay. I always make spells do something different. So if this is sapping vines, maybe it saps their strength in addition to the entangle. Or make it a 3D cube of vines like a foresty vines. I don't know how sapping their strength. That's a direction, I suppose. It does need a rider. I think it needs something, so we could write that out and see what we come up with. Okay. When you cast, creatures within the radius, when you cast the spell must make a creature that enters the radius for the first time during a turn must make a saving throw. No. What? Does Entangle really not force people to repeat the save? I guess not. Hold on 1 second. That's fine. Just don't let it restrain. No, this is a 3rd level spell. Let's let it. Must also make the save. Yeah, if you aren't entangled, then it's just difficult terrain, which is still bad. It's still rough, especially when it's 20 feet, but a creature restrained by this spell is covered in sap. This sap is sticky and annoying. The sap makes movement difficult. Giving the creature disadvantage. Maybe the sap hardens and they can only take a single action. It could do like the slowness spell, which makes it so that you can only take an action or a bonus action, not both. That could work. Its speed is halved and it takes a -2. Let's just say on its turn it can either take an action or a bonus action, not both. While cover makes acting difficult. Well, for the duration of the spell. While covered in the sap, the creature can only take an action or a bonus action on its turn. Not both. And it can only make one attack if it takes the attack action. Maybe it doesn't need that. Maybe this is fine. This is a little better, for sure. You choose a point on the ground within range. You put vines. Creatures that are restrained. Oh, I didn't include the thing that lets them escape. That's important. Entangle. A restrained creature can take an action. A restrained creature can take an action to make a strength athletics. I know how to spell athletics. ATHLETS. There we go. Check against your spell save DC. On a success, they are no longer restrained. Is also okay. So you get entangled. You can only make an action or a bonus action for the rest of the spell, even if you get free. That seems a little better. We don't need this. We're not upcasting this. We're not upcasting that at all. I think that could be worthy of a level 3. I think because it's entangle, it should probably be a cube, just to fit in with with web and entangle. It should probably be a cube. I talked myself into this being a cube. No, that requires me to rewrite stuff, and it's too late. I've already written it. When do Rangers get level 3 spells? They get level 3 spells at, I want to say level 9. I want to say level 9. It might be level 11. I could check. I can just bring that up right here. Let me just go ahead and... Cool. I want to open up a new tab because I want to come back to this. Rangers. That's a barbarian. I clicked Ranger. Why am I a barbarian? There we go. Thank you. Rangers. Level 9. Okay. I do know this game. Okay. Is this worth casting? It might not be. It's entangle plus slow, but not like the full slow, but I don't know. I'm kind of skeptical on this spell, but I think it's possible that this is good. So I'm just gonna say yeah. Stop there for now. Now we get to the fun stuff. We got Sorcerer, Warlock, and Wizard. These are the bigger. The space opens up. Cool, and I think I need to. I don't know what I did. I don't know what I did. That's not correct though. Come on, come on. Just put that there. We have a Sorcerer spell to come up with now. Sorcerers love blowing things up, but I mean, so do wizards. Sorcerers and wizards are basically the same thing as far as spells go. Like I can't think of why a sorcerer would get a spell but a wizard. Well, that's not true. Wild magic is a sorcerer thing. That's it. That's the only sorcerer spells that I can think of. Wizard spells, I don't really understand when a spell is a wizard but not a sorcerer spell. There are several. So one of them is enhance ability. Just kidding. That's a sorcerer spell. Why did I think that wasn't? I can't think of. That was my one example. Oh, Wall of Force apparently. Wall of Ice too. Why are these not sorcerer spells? That's especially weird because Wall of Stone is a sorcerer spell, and so is Wall of Fire. Please explain. That's fine. Since we're looking at the wall spells, how about Wall of Volcano? about just summon a volcano? I've been itching to summon a volcano. Alchemy? No. Let's just summon a volcano. Conjure volcano. Wall of volcano. Let's just look at a existing wall spell. Walls have long range, 120 feet. That's not a wall. Why am I looking at that? 120 feet, 120 feet, 120 feet. Yeah, there's 120 feet. Okay, 120 feet. That's the rule. I believe these are all evocation. Creating a wall is an evocation. And there's no reason for this to be a sorcerer spell, but not a wizard spell. So I'm just gonna. Probably should have done that for all of these. Like, this can be a wizard spell too. It's fine, and this can be a druid spell. And this can stay. This could be a druid spell too. But I'm gonna do it in reverse order. And this could be a ranger spell. Okay. Anyway, Wall of Volcano. This is gonna last for 10 minutes, I'm guessing. Concentration. Up to 10 minutes. Because that's how wall spells be. Up to 10 minutes. Up to 1 minute. Up to 10 minutes. Up to 10 minutes. Alright. We need a material component. Piece of charcoal. What is volcanic rock? That's like igneous rock? An igneous rock. Okay. So you create a wall. You create a series of mini volcanoes that spring into existence at a point you choose within range. That spring into existence at a point you choose within range. Okay, we've got a wall spell. You can form it into a Hemet. Nope, we're not doing that. Where's Wall of Fire? You can create the wall up to 60 feet long. How about you get 8 mini volcanoes, and each mini volcano is a 10 by 10. Each mini volcano is 10 by 10 feet. You place 8 of them. Each volcano, where each one is touching one other volcano. That might be at least one other volcano. So you have to make them in a line. That might be too big. What if we make this 5 feet? Hold on. 60 feet long. So this is going to be 80 feet. This can be 80 feet by 10. And you place 8 of them where each one is touching at least one of the volcano. This could be fine. This could be fun. This could be too big. This could need to be 5 by 5. Yeah. The volcanoes are 5 feet tall. Okay, so what happens if a creature tries to cross? Any creature that enters a volcano space is blasted with lava. Lava. Is there a better way to say? Is there a cooler way to say it? Lava. A creature. That creature must make a dexterity saving throw or take way too much fire damage. Yeah, dexterity saving throw or way too much fire damage. Take, let's say 5d8 fire damage and be pushed back by the force of the lava. Is blasted with a gout of lava. Okay. So, what else? Well, volcanoes erupt. They spread lava. As an action, you can make a volcano spew a puddle of lava. Make a fire hurts, lava equals death, limbs lost. I mean, lava is hot. You can cause one of the mini volcano to erupt, spreading lava out within a 20-foot radius. No, let's stop. Let's not use radiuses. Let's use squares. Creating a 20-foot cube of lava adjacent to that volcano. A creature starts its turn within the lava, takes 5d8 fire damage. Cool, this sounds very similar to Wall of Fire. But it's cooler, so I don't care. Maybe each volcanic eruption causes a meteor shower? A meteor shower? I mean, it could create like a ash cloud. For the duration of the additionally, an ash cloud an ash cloud forms for 1 round. Well, let me look up fog cloud. It just makes a fog cloud. That's what I want to say. Fog cloud. You create a 20-foot radius sphere of ash. The sphere is heavily obscured. Okay. The vault creates a 20-foot sphere of ash. Throws. I broke creatures. The sphere is heavily obscured. The ash sphere lasts for 1 round. Cool. So, as an action, you spew lava, probably onto a creature, and you also make it hard to see for 1 round. I like that. I think that's a more thematic Wall of Fire. Is it better than Wall of Fire? I think it's better than Wall of Fire. Is it higher level than Wall of Fire? This might be a 5th level spell. This might be. Compare it to Wall of Stone. Let me just scroll all the way down to the W's. Wall of Stone. Actually, Wall of Stone is bigger. Okay, so you create a series of mini volcanoes that spring into existence at a point you choose within range. Each mini volcano is 10 by 10, and you place 8 of them. Volcanoes are 5 feet tall. If you enter a mini volcano space, you're blasted with lava. You make a dexterity saving throw, you take the damage, and you're pushed back. Oh, you don't take half damage on a miss. Let's do half damage on a miss. Isn't that how this works? On a failure, the creature takes and is on a 6. The creature takes half damage and is not pushed back. Okay. Cool. As an action, you can cause mini volcanoes to erupt, creating a 20-foot cube of lava. Spew it on the ground adjacent to that volcano, that mini volcano. I should be putting dashes. Mini volcano, like so. Yeah. Creature that starts its turn within the lava takes 5d8 fire damage. Let's say that's a 5th level spell, because I think it's comparable to Wall of Stone. It's not that like it's a different spell, obviously, but. Okay. Do we want this to be upcastable? Amisha Strife, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Do we want this to... these... Wall of Fire can be upcasted. If Wall of Fire can be upcasted, this can be upcasted. Let's make this upcastable. The fire damage from the volcanoes and lava increases by 1d8 for each spell slot above 5th. Cool. We've got a volcano. Now, this is good enough. This is good enough. I'm not upset with that. We've got Wizard. Or no, sorry, we've got Warlock. Warlock comes before Wizard. Okay, Warlock. Oh, Warlock is all about curses. They're big on curses. Warlock is about what are some Warlock spells? Hellish Rebuke is a Warlock spell. I mean, it's actually only a Warlock spell. Okay. I thought it was also a Wizard spell. That makes sense, actually. Armor of Agathis. Obviously, that's not in the basic rules. It would be fun to manifest ash in some way. What would a spell? I don't want to say like Eldritch Ash Blast. That doesn't. Like Armor of Agathis creates frost armor. What's another Warlock spell? There's got to be more than one Warlock spell. Maybe there doesn't. Maybe there doesn't. Maybe I am just crazy. Warlocks. Oh, Sorcerer's Burst. That's a new cantrip. Starry Wisp. No. Do Warlocks not get spells in the basic? Summon Dragon. What? Ray. Could be a ray, a warlock ray. Warlocks do get ray of enfeeblement. Manifesting ash. Okay. Can we do something with alchemy? We could. We could curse someone to an ashen form. That could be something. That could be something. How would what would the name for that spell be? Not okay. Polymorph. That'd be like a flesh to stone effect. But it'd be flesh to ash. All right, let's just start writing. Let's just start writing and see what we come up with. All right, you curse. Nope. You curse. Cool. A target. Let me just turn off bold here because I keep copying that bold. You curse a target with an ashen. Nope. You curse a target with the vile fumes from a. You curse a target to exhale the vile fumes that normally from a volcano. Okay. Okay. The creature begins suffocating. And additionally, nope, wait a minute. We forgot something important. The creature makes probably a wisdom saving throw. On a failure. Is that how this is work, or is that how it's worded? How does like hold person? How's that worded? Hold person. You cast it on someone. They make a saving throw. Target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw, or begin suffocating. Almost. I can improve this a little because there's no suffocation condition, but there's a poison condition. But wait, I want this to affect creatures that can't be poisoned. So never mind. This is fine. While suffocating in this way, the creature and the target. 5 feet of the target are poisoned. So the target is breathing out noxious gases, and everyone who's standing next to them is poisoned, including them. No, let's just say the target is poisoned. The target is poisoned. But breathing out the gas should result in something. Could be a mini fog cloud effect. You're breathing out so much gas that it's hard to see you. Additionally, okay. The smoke. Okay, let's look at fog cloud. Let's just get a little inspiration from the wording of fog cloud. We're gonna create a mini fog cloud. Additionally, the target coughs out a 5-foot sphere of smoke. Smoke. The sphere is heavily observed. That's such a weird wording, but I think I could do better wording than that, but the sphere is heavily obscured and lasts until the spell ends. And follows the target. This sphere lasts until the spell ends. Cool. Sulfurous smoke and fumes that are volcanic. Okay. You curse a target to exhale sulfurous smoke and volcanic fumes. The target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or begin suffocating. While suffocating in this way, the target is poisoned. Additionally, the target coughs out a 5-foot radius of sphere of smoke. The sphere is heavily obscured and follows the target. The sphere lasts until the spell ends. Cool. Happy New Year. That's right. It is a new year. This is a warlock spell. I feel like how long does hold person only lasts 1 minute, but that's kind of lame. You can make this last 10 minutes. Concentration up to 10 minutes. Okay. And this is... What are curses? Hex is an enchantment. Let's go with enchantment. I'm going to say level 2. And I'm going to say that because Hold Person is a level 2 spell. And that's not really a good reason because Hold Person is way better than this. Level 1. This is a concentration spell. This makes someone cough and can't see. It's worse than blindness. Although blindness is a constitution. Yeah, blindness is a Oh, the target can repeat the save? When did that happen? Has that always been the case? Huh. Well, now this is mean. Because you don't get a second saving throw. But you're blinded. You're blinded and poisoned. Is there a spell that inflicts the poison condition? Just, that would be, was it Ray of Sickness? Oh, that's real weak. Maybe this is a second level spell because, it inflicts the poison condition. maybe that's fine. It seems a little weak. It seems a little weak. Wisdom, not con. You know, maybe con makes more sense. Maybe con makes more sense. My thinking was that it's a curse, and but I mean, curses aren't usually you suffocating and choking. Grasp of... What am I going to name this? Sulfur breath. I don't know. That's a bad name. What's a better name? Choking hazard. No, that's also a bad name. Coughing. I can't think of... I don't... Curse of Smoke. That's not a good name, but that's a name that I can move on with. All right, we got Wizard. This is the last one. Wizard is going to look very much like a sorcerer. Basically the same class when it comes to spells, except for Wall of Force. Do they get Force Cage? Do sorcerers get Force Cage? Probably not, right? No, of course not. Why don't sorcerers get Force Cage? Why don't they get Foresight? Okay, well, what can we do? We can do anything, basically. We can throw a volcano at someone. We could physically lift a volcano, launch it up to a mile. That's silly. Okay. Get serious. We could create armor out of lava. That's fire shield. Nope, not doing that. We could... Man, I should do this in reverse order, because I had so many ideas for Wizard when I was doing Artificer, and now that I'm doing Wizard, I'm like, I could throw a volcano. This reminds me of the Ash Smoke Breath from Naruto, where they had smoke cloud that erupted into fire, doing damage to the enemy. I've not seen Naruto, but that's a good idea. Turning the fog cloud into, like, it's flammable. like now you're vulnerable to fire damage. Haha. Can I work with that? I don't know. What? Volcanic. Volcanic worlds aren't just volcanoes and lava. There's also, like, rock and... I don't know, that's it. I was wrong. They are just volcanoes and lava. You know what would be a wizard thing to do is to belch forth lava like a volcano. That would be a wizard thing to do. That's just an evocation spell right there. 100% wizard and sorcerer. I'm thinking Burning Hands is a good template to base off of. You belch forth a cone of lava. Actually, this is Dragon's Breath. Is that a spell here though? It is. This is just Dragon's Breath. You exhale. No, belch forth is better. A 15-foot cone of lava. Let's make that bigger. 20-foot cone of lava. Creatures within the cone must make a dexterity saving throw. Taking... What's a number? 5d8, 48, 3d6, 3d6. Oh, but that's fine. That's fine. Hold on. What is an AoE spell? Fireball is an AoE spell. 8d6. I think we can say 5d6 for a second level belch. Additionally, you just belched forth a bunch of lava. We've already done that here with Wall of Volcano, but I'm not opposed to just doing it again. Additionally, the lava coats the ground. Creatures that enter that stand on the lava take 5d6 damage at the start of their. Is that how that's worded? How does lava work? Lava's at the start of your turn, right? I don't know how to look that up. That's not a thing I can look up. Let's look up Wall of Fire. I just made a volcano spell. How does my volcano spell work? I can use my own spell as a reference. That's fine. Creature that starts its turn within the lava takes 5d8 damage. Creatures that enter the lava or start their turn there take 5d6 fire damage. The lava is hot, remains hot for 1 minute. Cool. Increase the fire damage by 1d6 for each spell slot above 2. This is a second level spell, it is. Okay, now how crazy is this? What are some other second level spells we can compare it to? We've got Flaming Sphere. Flaming Sphere does 2d6 fire damage on a successful save, but it repeats every round. So that's the same thing as Dragon's Breath. Dragon's Breath does 3d6, but it does it every round. What's a second level spell that does damage? I could probably, if I had, this is D&D Beyond. I should be able to just search spells. Why don't I just do that? Search spells. Please give me wizard spells that are second level and their evocation. Acid Arrow sucks. I think I can look at this. 44? Yeah, no. Agonazar Scorcher. I can't look at that though. That's not free. Oh, I can. It is free. What? When did that happen? 3d8 fire damage or half as much on a successful one. What? 3d8, not 5d8? Or 5d6? I'm going to ignore Mel's Acid Arrow. I can't look at this. Scorching Ray. That's a spell. Does 2d6. It does 66 damage. Okay. Because it does 2d6 3 times. Snorlax Snowball Swarm is probably actually the best parallel. You know what? Fine. Fine. Everything is saying 3d6, 3d6, 2d6. Let's just go 3d6. This seems fine. This seems fine. The lava coats the ground in a 20-foot cone. That's fine. This is fine. That is a spell. Belch forth lava. Creatures within the cone get covered in lava, and they take kind of sad amounts of damage for what is actually happening to them. Could we make it a 3rd level spell? And then make it do like 66 damage? Yeah, let's do that, actually. I like that. Not 63 d6. That's a bit more. Okay, how does this compare to Fireball? Obviously, I'd rather have Fireball, but... Actually, I'd rather have Fireball. Competing with Fireball is a no-go. Let's just go back down to 3d6. It's fine. This is fine. That's a spell. That is a spell. And I'm happy with it. That is all the classes. So we've got our Artificer spell here. Thermal Conduit. Absorb fire damage. We got Locate Food for the Bard. Don't like that one, but... Got Darken the Sky. Cover the sky with ash and smoke. Make it dim light everywhere and lower everyone's vision and the disadvantage on con saving throws. Not bad. Fiery Regrowth, I'm not super happy with, but it's kind of a weird fire resistance. I could have just given fire resistance. This is a weird fire resistance. I don't know if I like that. I don't think I like this one. But it's there. We've got Volcanic Smite. It's just a smite spell. It's just a smite spell. Smite spell. I'm realizing now that I do have this theme where I'm putting lava on the floor. This spell does it. This spell does it. This spell does it. Yeah, that's gonna be a theme. Sapping Vines here. It's Entangle, but it also has a rider. It adds sap to whoever did Tangles, so that they are not happy even after they get out. And then Wall of Volcano. I think it's cool. Summon a bunch of volcanoes. Use them as a wall. And then Curse of Smoke. Makes someone cough smoke for the next 10 minutes, which is probably going to kill them if they don't do something about it. Yeah. And then we got a belch forth lava. Just puke lava on someone that you don't like. Cool. That is our pile of spells. So that is where I will stop. If you have any questions about being a DM, any DM questions, any question about D&D, feel free to ask. Feel free to leave a comment. I will answer them or make a video. Questions are welcome from new players, from veteran players. All good. I like making spells. I don't know what I'm going to make next, but I'll think of something. Anyway, that is it for me. I'm going to bounce. Thank you all for stopping by. Thank you all for being a part of this. Thank you for the inspiration. It has been helpful. And yeah, Happy New Year. Hope you're having a good day out there. Hope things are going well. Have fun, everybody. All right.